Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the Cambridge O-Level English Language Directed Writing Task. And in this video, we will discuss about the format and the strategies of writing a formal letter. First of all, there are different types of directed writing essays tested in the examination. They are formal and informal letters, reports, articles, speeches, and accounts. So basically, when it comes to formal letter writing, you need to make sure that your concepts are clear, and the formal letters, which are also known as business letters, require you to write for a directed or a formal purpose and address external parties such as clients, customers, and organizations. Why are you writing a formal letter? Well, you may write to ask or request for information, to give information, to complain, or to confirm details. Therefore, there are various kinds of formal letters such as letter of complaint, letter of inquiry, suggestion, appreciation, job application. So let's discuss the format of a formal letter. We need to address the concerned person, that is the recipient, write the subject, provide an introduction, and the letter needs to have the body paragraphs plus a proper conclusion. After that, there has to be a complimentary clause consisting of yours faithfully, yours sincerely, or even yours truly. And finally, we need to put the signature along with our name. So if you look at this structure, you can see that we have first addressed the recipient. For example, it could be Dear Sir, Dear Ma'am, Dear Editor. You need to read the question properly and see if you are asked to start in a specific way. Then you need to follow the guidelines. For example, if you are asked to start your letter with Dear Officer, then you should start in that way. So following the instructions is very essential. So after addressing the recipient, you are going to write the subject. What does that mean? Let me explain. In simple words, a subject is a brief one-line summary, which is somewhere around 10 to 20 letters, that defines the purpose of the letter. So sometimes the subject could be something like letter to the editor about mistakes in the magazine, letter to the transport supervisor complaining about the bus conductor. After writing the subject, you are going to write the introduction. So introduction is going to be the first paragraph of your letter. Here you are going to introduce the purpose of or reason for writing. In other words, you are going to tell what the letter is about. And you may also give some background information if necessary. After the introduction, you're going to make 3 body paragraphs. But why? Take a look at any question in the directed writing task. You will notice that the examiner gives you 3 content points. You're going to make 1 paragraph for each point. In these paragraphs, you're simply going to provide relevant details about the topic. It's very important that you develop these paragraphs with necessary information. And finally, conclusion is going to be the last paragraph of your formal letter. In this paragraph, you're simply going to summarize your points. Note that you should not introduce new points or ideas in the conclusion. After the concluding paragraph, you need to end your letter with a complimentary clause, which could be yours sincerely, or you may use yours faithfully or yours truly, and then you need to put your signature and write your name with a surname. So it's a very easy task. Now let's discuss some of the tips you need to remember. Before you write the letter, always ask yourself these 2 questions. Who am I and who is my audience? Because based on the nature of your audience, you will select the vocabulary, tone, and the register that you need to use. Well, tone or register refer to the way grammar, words, and expressions are selected for a piece of writing to make it appropriate for its intended context or the audience. Think of the language choices you might make if you were trying to explain to a child how a car works or why people get sick. So remember, the tone should be formal and you need to avoid slangs, informal, or any kind of non-standard English. For example, instead of writing cop, you may use policeman. Don't say curse, say because. Instead of stuff, you can say goods or things. Don't say pissed off, say very annoyed. And avoid jargon such as BTW, whereas you may use the long form by the way. And also avoid using contractions in formal letters. Do not use contractions such as am, can't, don't, won't. Instead of using these short forms, use I am, cannot, do not, will not. And one more thing. If the question includes the instruction, start your letter with Dear Sir or maybe Dear Editor. You don't need to write the address or date in the format. So just remember that. And here are some tips to start your formal letter. I'm writing to ask if you would be so kind, generous as to. So these are sentences that you can start a letter with. I request your assistance concerning the matter of, and then you can continue. I wonder if you could possibly, or if it would be possible for you to help me. I would greatly appreciate it if you could. So the language is highly formal and also very polite. And to end a formal letter, you can use sentences such as, I hope that my request will not be a source of inconvenience for you. I hope that you will forgive me for taking your precious time. I always look forward to hearing from you. I hope information which I'm providing will be helpful. And also, the very end lines of the letter could consist of sentences like hope to receive a reply soon, or maybe thanking you in anticipation. I'm grateful for your kind cooperation. I look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. And also remember never to write expressions like yesterday morning, last night, when asked for the exact date of time. Make sure you provide the exact date or time without referring to ambiguous or vague timings. In the introductory paragraph, do not exchange pleasantries and do not be overly frank. Don't go to ask your manager, how are you doing in the letter? Or maybe when you're writing a letter to the principal, you don't say, how are you doing? Because we are talking about formal letters. Always end with the proper valediction, which means yours faithfully, yours sincerely, or maybe even yours truly. But remember one thing, if you know the name of the person, use yours sincerely. But if you do not know the name of the person, if it goes as dear editor, dear officer, dear principal, then you can use yours faithfully. Well, I hope that this video helped you. And if there are any queries, you can maybe text me in the comment column. And also, I'll see you with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.